There we go, guys. Instant match reaction. And Manchester United have been beaten at the Emirates by Arsenal by 3-2, in which can only be described as a massively frustrating defeat today for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. Because considering how the game was going late on, we're 2-1 down. We get back in it through Martinez to make it 2-2. You're thinking, can we hold on for what is going to be a massive point today at the Emirates? I predicted a draw. I thought it was going to be a draw. But when you just do not want it to happen, last minute, Nketiah steps up back post, gets the winner for Arsenal. I had a feeling it was coming, but we just did not want it to happen. And then they're walking away with 3 massive points for their season, a massive win against Manchester United. And I absolutely hate losing to Arsenal. It makes me sick to death to lose against that side, but to lose to them like that, it just puts a dagger in your heart. And I'm not going to get too angry with today's performance, because I thought at times we were really, really good. But again, in that second half, we were just way too negative. Arsenal wanted the game, or they were the only team in the second half showing that they wanted to win the game. And again, that was a negative sign for Manchester United, because that's now 2 games in a row where we faded away in the second half past the 60th minute, and our attack has just been non-existent. Rashford in the second half was terrible. First half, I thought he was really, really good. And of course, his goal was absolutely brilliant. Again, credit to him today. Him and Martinez were superb today, in my opinion. 2 of our best players on the pitch. Anthony in the second half was terrible, but he was terrible the whole game. Wout Weghorst was terrible the whole game. So in the second half, we couldn't really do much, because Arsenal, they stepped it up a bit, and at the end of the day, it just ended up being too much for us. But I'm not going to get too angry, as I said today, because I did see positive signs, and the progress we've been making so far under Ten Hag this season, I thought we saw all that come together today in today's game, because for 60 minutes of that game, we went toe-to-toe with the Arsenal side. I was really surprised by that, because seeing the lineup, we were already weakened at the start of the game, because there was no Casemiro, which again could have made a difference. They will never know, but that was a big miss for Manchester United. There was no Diego Dalot, who's been a key player for us this season. There was no Martial up top, and when I saw that lineup, when Weghorst was playing, I was like, we could be in trouble. And when I saw the midfield, Eriksen and Scott McTominay, I was like, there's no chance these are going to cope against Partey, Xhaka, Odegaard in that midfield, who have been exceptional this season. But fair play to Ten Hag. In that first half, I thought it was a Ten Hag masterclass. Arsenal didn't really expect us to play how we did. They probably expect us to play deep. But no, we wanted as much possession as possible. We wanted to take the game to Arsenal, and we did that in the first half. But it's just so unfortunate that we faded away again in the second half, and we just looked broken that second half. And at the end of the day, that's why we've ended up losing the game. And it's down to having no options and not being able to change the flow of the game, because you have no one on the bench to make an impact. And the only one on the bench who came on was Fred and Garnacho. That's the options you have off the bench. That is not good enough for a team like Manchester United. Because, Ten Hag can only do so much with the side he has. When it's going well, it's going well. When you need to change it up, he can't do that, because he doesn't have the reinforcements to come on off the bench to do it. And that's really frustrating, because we needed to change the game today. We needed someone to come on, spark up the game a bit. And you're seeing Fred come on. You're seeing Fred come on, and you're bringing on Garnacho in the 88th minute. What's the point in doing that? What is the point in doing that? And yes, his hand has to be forced at points, because there's only so much you can watch of that when Arsenal were battering us. You need to try and make a difference, and he did. With bringing Fred on, it didn't really work. And again, as I said, they ended up being too much for us at the end of the day. But you're asking Ten Hag to do a massive task today. You're asking him to play against a top-of-the-league Arsenal who are high-flying. They're picking apart teams this season. And you're asking him to do a job against Arsenal with no Casemiro, no Dalot, and no Martial. So from the start, it was going to be a difficult task. So I'm going to praise Ten Hag today, because we could have got battered today. We could have got battered 3 or 4-0, but Ten Hag did his best today to stand up against this Arsenal side, try and go toe-to-toe with them, and he did that for 60 minutes. So credit to Ten Hag. As I've said, it's all the progress we've been making coming into one game today. So you've got to look at it from a bigger picture, and at the end of the day, one for top 4 this season. That was it from the start. There was no title talk, of course. There was no reason for there to be any title talk. There was top 4, and that's it for me. A trophy's going to be a bit of a bonus. I put no pressure on him to do well. But to be in this position where a win against Arsenal today could have put us closer to them, that's extraordinary in itself. But I also got to give credit to Arsenal, because it's extraordinary how far they've come as a side as well. Because this Arsenal side, they were really impressive, and I got to give credit to them. But again, just losing to them, it just really hurts. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I was happy with what I saw at times today. But it's just unfortunate what happened at the end. But as I've said, Rashford and Martinez, they were absolutely brilliant. So credit to them. Yeah, let's get into the team lineup. So the team lineup going into the game was David De Gea, it was Varane and Martinez, and then it was Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, and it was Eriksen and Scott McTominay in the midfield, and then it was Bruno, Antony, Rashford, and Wout Weghorst up top. So that was a team going into the game. As I said, I didn't really expect much. It was not what I would have done at the end of the day, but again, it's probably the best option to go with that to help you play against Arsenal, in my opinion, because Weghorst could have offered you something in the box. Again, didn't show anything today. He's been absolutely awful, and no one expects him to be good. But yeah, it was just unlucky at the end of the day. But let's get in to the player rating. So David De Gea for me, I thought his distribution was terrible. We've seen sometimes where there's been a few games where I've been impressed with his distribution recently. But today, again, giving away too many sloppy balls. I thought he made an incredible save in the second half. So I'm going to give David De Gea We'll give David De Gea a solid 6 today. I thought it was alright. Luke Shaw today I thought played well. I'll give him a 6 to be fair. I thought going forward over that left side with Rashford and Shaw, they linked up quite well. And that's where we were really getting at them. Especially Rashford today. He was just having him on for fun today. At times it was really, really good. As I've said, his goal was brilliant today. But Shaw, yeah, gives Shaw a solid 6. Martinez, I'm going to give my man of the match to him today. I'm going to give Martinez a solid 8 today. Really, really impressive. Some really good blocks today from him. Won all his aerial duels. Was a warrior in the defence today. So for me, I'm going to give him an 8. Varane, I'm going to give Varane a 6 today. I didn't think Varane was at his best today. I thought there was at times where he was getting done too easy. There were times where he just was making the wrong decision. So I would give Varane a solid 6. Wan-Bissaka today, I thought at times he was really good. He made some really good challenges, but then again, there were times that I was like, Wan-Bissaka, what are you doing? There were times where he was just watching the ball. There were times when he just, got done way too easy by Martinelli. Martinelli had him on toast half the game. But again, it's an odd one because Wan-Bissaka's been playing really good recently, but today, when he needed to step up, he couldn't. And he got done way too easy on that side. So for me, Wan-Bissaka gets a 5. McTominay, again, really useless in that midfield. So useless. You don't even notice he's there at times. And especially against Partey and Odegaard and Xhaka, they were just all over him today. So I will give McTominay a 4. Eriksen, I thought, again, couldn't really get into the game today. I didn't see him a lot get forward, which again is quite unusual. Maybe that was a tactic from Ten Hag for him not to get too forward because then he couldn't really track back as fast. So maybe that was what Ten Hag told him to do. But again, we normally see him in those forward areas creating, but he just couldn't do that today. So give him a 5. So I didn't think he was that good. Rashford, I will give a 7 to be fair. I thought his goal was absolutely brilliant, as I said. There were times where he was very unlucky not to get a brace today. Ramsdale made a brilliant save, and he was our only good attacking option, and that's where it really gets quite sad to be fair, because as I said, Wout Weghorst and Antony were just non-existent. They really, really bad from them. So yeah, Rashford a 7. Bruno for me, again, Bruno was one which really couldn't get into a game. And you need Bruno in these type of games when it's not going your way, especially in the second half when we were getting dominated. You just need Bruno to get on that ball and do something special, and there was none of that today. So I'll give him a 5. Weghorst for me gets a 4. Really, really bad today. Again, just non-existent on the pitch. Doesn't help out at all. None of his attributes are good. His touch is terrible. Can't dribble. And again, it's going to be maybe a thing of patience with him. We're not too sure. But yeah, I'll give Weghorst a 4. And then Antony, I'm going to give a 4 as well. Maybe even a 3. He was absolutely terrible today. And there's only so many times now you can really question a bad performance from him and think it will get better, because it's not getting better and he's not looking like he will improve anytime soon, which is a massive worry because we're limited in that area already. And again, our attacking options are not all very good at the moment. So I thought he was bad today, and I'm really dying to see Sancho come back, and I would have gave Garnacho a game today, as I said, because he's deserved a game. I don't know how Antony is starting these games when Garnacho's on the bench, so that was quite strange. But yeah, I'll give him a 4 as well, with Weghorst really, really poor today. And overall, guys, Erik Ten Hag for me, so I'm going to give him a solid 8 because I thought the way he set up in the first half, it was a Ten Hag masterclass. We did really well in that first half, but again, maybe it's not down to him, but the players faded away in that second half, and that's been happening way too much recently, and again, is a massive issue at the moment because without having any attack in the second half, how are you going to score? How are you going to wrap up a game in the second half when the attack is just non-existent? It is a worry, and he's got to fix that very, very soon. But again, as I've said, is this the part where we now fade away? I'm not too sure. I was happy with how he played today, and the reaction from going 2-1 down to get back into the game, the spirit of the players is there, and again, the progress we've been showing this season was there today. But again, a defeat like this, it does hurt. It is going to hurt for the season, for the table. But again, our objective is top four. Top 4 is very much still on, and I'm very confident we'll get that. So that's the main goal for me. But yeah, it's one game really hard to take, guys. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you did enjoy the video, smash a like. My man of the match, I'm going to give Martinez. I absolutely love that guy. He's a warrior. He fights for the badge. He loves Manchester United. And again, he was a standout today. And then Rashford probably runner-up as well. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think down below. If you did enjoy, smash a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.